Hi, this is Adam Ragusea of WBUR's Radio Boston. We're making pizza today. So I had done some significant preliminary investigation into how to do this at home, and I got something that was pretty good. But what I've done is that I've gone to Same Old Place in Jamaica Plain, which is a shop that our listeners recommended I go to learn the art of New York-style pizza bakery. And those gentlemen were kind enough to divulge some of their secrets. It was clear that if I got too much deeper, I risked getting whacked. So here we are. We're going to try it again, incorporating the knowledge that I've acquired from Same Old Place in Jamaica Plain. Thanks, Eric. So I got some dough made up earlier. Now, I used to, in order to get the big bubbles out of my dough balls, used to kind of punch it down with my knuckles. But Eric at Same Old Place showed me this thing that they do, which is that they put their dough ball down on a board and then they take their peel and they kind of flatten it like this. Put your weight into it and it sort of forces out all of the big bubbles and leaves you a few small bubbles, because you want some small bubbles. They taste good. So what Eric does is he sort of like does a board stretch. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and toss this guy. Now, at Same Old Place they do it one-handed. I can't do that. Okay, now you need some kind of granular matter on your peel to keep your pizza from sticking. And I used to use flour for that, but it kind of has a gross taste, I feel like, when in the mouth. After you bake it, it just sort of tastes powdery. So I use cornmeal, and other people don't like cornmeal on the bottom of the pizza, but I think they're using too much. You really need very little. On the other hand, it has to be everywhere. It has to completely coat the peel. Before we move on, let's talk about heat. The thing about pizza at home and why it almost never really tastes right is that our ovens don't get hot enough. Commercial pizza ovens go to like 1,000 degrees. So the way we get around this is a couple of strategies. First, we use a pizza stone, which, go ahead and have a look at our pizza stone. A little dirty, but that's what happens with good use. So that's, it absorbs heat and also wicks away moisture. Very good for baking pizza at home. We bring the oven all the way up to its maximum temperature, which is 550, and then this is my little invention, which is that I'm going to turn on the broiler now that the oven is all the way hot. Turn the broiler on its highest setting, and we're going to let the broiler kind of heat the surface of the stone. Sauce. Interesting topic, pizza sauce. When I first started making pizza, I went online and the internet told me that any tomato sauce is good for pizza sauce. Not true. Most New York-style pizza joints actually don't cook their sauce. They used canned tomatoes or sauce products straight out of cans. Cheese. Obviously, we associate mozzarella with pizza. I have had trouble with cheese and my pizza in the past because I felt like when I just used mozzarella, I didn't really get a very rich flavor. I felt like it was a little flat. I went to the guys at Same Old Place and asked them what they use, and they said that some other pizza joints around town will actually cut their mozzarella with provolone to get around this problem. And I thought about doing that, but they don't do that. They say, the trick really is just use mozzarella and the flavor comes from the browning that you get on the cheese. And it occurred to me that I might have been under-baking my pizza a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and try to rely on the heat from the oven and the broiler to just brown this mozzarella and get us some nice flavor that way, and we'll see what happens. This is one of these super cool infrared thermometers. Let's go ahead and see if you can see what that does. It's like a laser pointer, except it sees the heat. So that wall is 76.3 degrees Fahrenheit. Wow, 580 degrees. That sounds pretty hot to me. So let's give it a shot. And set the oven back to its oven temperature. Pick up your peel and you gotta loosen it because it's been sitting there as we've been dressing the pizza and it's sort of bonded to the wood a little bit. So you give it a little shake just to release it. And we go in here. And there she be. And we'll come back in like 5, 6, 7 minutes. So I'm not sure where we're at with the baking process at this point. I want to check the bottom to see how brown it is, so let's check it out. Looking lovely. Quite brown on the bottom. I find that the pizza gets softer as it sits and cools out of the oven. I assume that's because it's absorbing the steam from all of the other ingredients. So I feel like if it feels a little too hard, a little too crispy in the oven, then it's right. And it's about there, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this. That looks pretty darn good. All right. Go ahead and dress this with a little bit of grated Parmesan. And this is kind of my general rule for all baked goods, is that they need to cool for at least as long as they baked. So we're going to have some patience on this guy, and we'll taste it in a minute.
Perfect time. Lunch is almost here. So to our video viewers, this is Sasha Pfeiffer, who's been filling in for Megha Chakrabarty on Radio Boston while Megha is on maternity leave. And this is Tim Skog, our technical director, who is at the moment taping this for radio. This is how it looks when we make radio for you. But right now we're making pizza for you as well. Well, not really you, because I'm actually going to feed it to Sasha. Let's go ahead and cut this guy up. Okay, and there you are.
And what kind of cheese is on here?
Just mozz.
Basic mozzarella?
I'm going to go ahead and...
You know why I like this first of all? The cheese layer is perfectly the right consistency.
Right consistency,
not too much, not too little. It's not overwhelmed. You can still taste the sauce.
But it's got a bite to it. It's like thick enough that it has bite. It has tooth. Wow.
And the sauce is simple. It's not too busy, but it's just right. It's a perfect balance to the cheese.
This is working for me. I think a little too much salt in the sauce, but otherwise, this is working for me.
I like the salty taste. I'm pretty happy with it. It tastes like pizzeria pizza. It truly does.
Thank you. Thanks so much, guys. We'll post the recipe online.